Hello, welcome back. So we're going to take a look at a Hitachi battery and AC powered mono screen, mono TV, tape deck and radio. What's cool about this, well, there's lots of cool things about it. It's I don't know whether any of it works, but it's really cool. I love the form factor. I love the aesthetic design of it. It's really nice. Actually got a different one of these with this whole tube arrangement and a digital clock next to it. The clock module was removed. It's about half the size of this. It's very cute. But this one is the full Monty. It's got everything with the tape deck and the screen and the radio. In theory, also, there's a lot of connectors on the side of it. So in theory, as I say, there's a Mont connector. I think that's a monitor input, which is really cool. If it works, first off, if I can get it working, then that is super cool. So anyway, first thing, I'm going to take a quick look at it before I plug it in. So it works off batteries. It also works off the mains. It's slightly weird because I'm not actually sure whether the other one I've got of this has the same battery compartment arrangement. I think it does. I'll have to dig that out, and maybe that'd be better actually, because running it off mains is potentially scary. Anyway, so if we look at the back of it, there's a unit here and a clip on the side. If you do that, that whole thing comes off, and that is the power supply. It's really neat. So that says that's 240 volt AC input, 11 volts, 1.1 amp. I've taken this to pieces quickly just to have a look. There's a fuse inside that's not blown. The fuse in the plug is okay. I mean, it all looks a bit horrible, a bit yellowed, but there's nothing strange about that. It's quite heavy, but it's a pretty standard looking transformer arrangement. I don't think there's anything weird about that. And for the battery operation, it's the same kind of deal as that. It's an interesting design because you've got this thing that slots on the side, and there you've got the little dimply bit, which is the power jack. So that's where the DC comes in, and that's where it goes into there. So we could hook up when that says 11 volts, so I'm not quite sure about that, because the other battery case, I think that would probably be, well, it'd be 12 volts, wouldn't it? But then it's always going to be a bit less because the battery's, whatever, there or thereabouts. So yes, let's have a quick sort of scoot around and see whether it works, and then I guess we test the power supply first and see if that works. If that works, then we be brave and plug it in. You never know. So it was sold as seen, and yeah, it was ridiculous, really. So we'll see. So I'm going to use. Let's get him out of the way for now. Let's put it down there and do some testing. Right. So how am I going to do this? In fact, I'll quickly show you what's going on inside. There isn't much to see, but it's nice to have a look at these things. And conveniently, it's only 3 screws. Okay. So there's quite a sort of low profile. I don't know what's going on with the screen there. Quite a low profile transformer with, looks like a bunch of diodes for a rectifier, and a bloody capacitor there. Another capacitor there. I've tested the fuse, as I say, so that looks okay. I mean, it looks alright. It's it's a conventional kind of power supply. It's probably ripply as hell, because I mean, yeah, you've got the rectifier. You've got a big cap there. I wonder what that is down there. That's plastic, so that's not a heatsink. So yeah, it's probably okay. I reckon we plug it in and find out. Which way around is it? Oh, it goes that way around. It's an unusually flat transformer. There you go. Right, let's screw this back in. I don't want this to be flapping about. And we'll measure the voltage that comes out of it, if there is any. Or maybe it'll go bang. You never know. I can say the fuse is tested okay, so I'm not sure anything catastrophic has happened to it. What's interesting is that there's some stuff there, but I don't know what that is. I've got a feeling it's not melty. It looks chemical. I wonder whether there was some problem with the battery pack, and I wonder if it's on the other side of it. Yeah. So there's a weird sort of stuff there. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it almost looks like glue actually, or it's something that is. Yeah, smells a bit odd. There's a slight musty smell to this whole thing. But there you go. Right. Let's just do a test on this one. Pretty sure I did a test of the fuse, but I'm not sure. Right. Yeah, there's what is that? 400 ohms, something like that. So there's something going on there. There's a bit of life in it. Or maybe rather than do that, maybe I use this other power supply actually, and then I can control it better. That might be better actually, safer. Yeah, that's going to be safer. Hang on, it's over this way. I can't show you it unfortunately because it's all the way over here. But let's have a look. I'll have to get a. That's 9.5 volts. I'm not sure that's going to be enough. But I know that one's current limited, so maybe I'll try that. Right. Right, bear with me a sec. I'm just going to find the appropriate, well, not the appropriate, but a workable connector. Right, 1 second. Okay, well, as I was fiddling about with that, I just realised that actually that socket there has disappeared inside the case. So I'm not going to be able to power it up unless we fix that. That's a bit annoying. Well, whoa, look at the screws there. That's good. But it does mean that we get to open it up, so there is that. Got to look on the bright side. So that's just that bit there. I think we're going to have to take the whole of the back off. Wow, these screws go all the way along. Yep, they're all long screws. Oh, that's cool. And they might even be the same length, which is even better. Bottom of this board. It is, yeah. So it's yeah, I think it's actually clipped in this lower circuit board. Nothing there. I can no more that you can actually undo. Okay. Maybe it's the top bit that comes off then. Right, let's take these knobs off. I think it's just those two knobs for the tone and volume control, and you've probably got to take these off as well. Let's see what they feel like. Yeah, I think they'll come off. Yeah, the gentle persuasion. Okay. There's slots there, but I guess the whole top will come off. But be careful with that antenna. So it comes off with the handle as well. Okay, so it does come off. And wow, look at the size of that blooming speaker. That's huge. It's impressive. It is packed in there. Absolutely packed. It's very clean though. That is really cool. Very nice. Okay, let's take the speaker off and the antenna unplugs. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Thank you, Hitachi. Very nice. So here's the innards of it. All very neat, but extremely dense. There's a lot going on. Basically, if this is broken, I've got hope. So this is the power. Oh. This is actually cracked. That's the problem there, look. So it's actually cracked. So there's the power thing. That's in there. So that compresses that bit. Somehow. Not quite sure how. Let me get my magnifiers. Where's my magnifiers gone? Flipping heck. Here we go again. Every time. There we are. So yeah, let's move this up here a little bit. So there's the power connector. It's supposed to go inside there. Maybe. Yeah, so that is not. There's only those two bits. Oh god, it's really dirty and it's cracked. Yeah, it's cracked in there. Part of it's down. Oh, the actual plastic's coming off. That's not good. I wonder whether the other one I've got, which is not really, it kind of works but it's a bit twitchy, has the same, I think it might have the same connector. I might be using that as a donor unit. Okay. Right, well, okay, for now, let's just put that in there. And we can hook up the power directly into there. And then do a test. So, where is the on-off switch? That's a very good question. So there's a function thing there. The function tells you what's going on. So if we put it onto, so that is that one. So that's currently off. That's tape. That's radio. Oh, hang on. No, that's TV. That's radio. That's tape. And tape is off. Tape is off. So if we have it off, as it were, what we can do is that will go into tape mode. And then from tape mode, we should be able to start messing around with the buttons for tape mode, and we'll see. Oh, look out! And we'll see where that bit works. So, question is, what tapes have I got? Wow, there's a question. Okay, this might be a little over ambitious, but we'll see. So I'm gonna be cautious. Just turn that power supply off, and if we assume that we can honour the colour code, just move this out of the way, we don't want that at the moment. There's nothing to plug it into. Okay, so we got that on there. Bit of a dodgy connection, but okay, that's powered up apparently. So there's nothing on there. much life in there. Okay. Well, I also noticed that at the back there, difficult to see, but there's an external antenna connection that's also cracked, and it's all in this sort of area. So it's had some treatment. There's no doubt about that. It's been in the wars a little bit. So that is definitely. Let me just double check that again. I'll turn this power supply off. Just have a look. So that's definitely tape and off is to the right. So I think if it's in tape mode, there's only 3 positions on that switch: tape, radio, and TV. Which I think means that the tape is knackered. So if I go, so that's TV, that is radio, that's tape. So if I go to radio now, so if the tape is knackered, obviously I've got the speaker detached from that, which is a problem. But I might be able to. Can I balance it there? I could just take the speaker out. Maybe I'll just take the speaker out. Hang on a sec. Oh, hang on a minute. Have I got it on the right? Make sure I got it on the right voltage. Let's put it on tape again. Okay. I don't think there's anything particularly intelligent about this thing, but there's an actual tape in it. Nope, no luck there. There's also what looks to be an indicator on the top. I think that's the second one, is the battery one. No, that's not working either. Okay, let's go to radio mode. I'll switch that off so I don't just jog it by mistake. So that's now radio. Let's take this speaker out. Okay, there's a cute little speaker. Let me just make sure I don't lose these bits. Check that beast out. That's a beastly little speaker. That's nice. Okay. Let's plug this in. So that's potentially radio. No. Okay. So let's have a look at that. Well, maybe it's just the volume. It's basically knackered, isn't it? That's going to be a shame. Okay, so there's tuning. So that second one there is volume. Oh, that's on minimum. Oh, hello. There's no antenna attached, but if we put it onto, that's on FM, we put it onto medium wave, doing anything? Okay, not much. So 1, 2, 3, that's the band. Off, the middle one there, level. Middle one is tuning on there. Now I know it needs an antenna to be any good, but I wouldn't have thought that's going to be super critical to pick up some kind of hiss. But there was a slight one there. God, that antenna was so close to the back of that CRT tube. Something about that seems a bit weird. Right, let's put Put a bit of aerial action on this, and let's go that way, which is FM on the tuner. There's a whine from it, which is not great. Oh, it's actually not moving. So that's moving around, but the actual tuner mechanism. Oh, that's flashing there. It's trying. I mean, you probably can't see that, but there's a little. Yeah, there's a little thing. So I don't know what you can see. If you keep an eye on that, as I move this backwards and forwards, that hardly moves. So I think there's something caught there, or there's some friction on the tuner mechanism. If I put my finger there, can I drag it? No, it's always like spring loaded. What volume is that? That is the volume. Maximum aerial. I'm not sure that can make any difference at all. Oh, there's 2 bars on there now. That's a horrible whine. Oh! That looks like a... Yeah, that was dodgy. That was just dodgy connection on there. We'll jiggle it about. Right, let's take this off. I'm going to squirt some contact cleaner in there. We'll give it a bit of a jiggle. And the volume pot, basically all the pots and all the switches. Okay. Right then. Let's crank them up again. Oh, that sounds better. No tuning there at all. No station. Oh dear. We've got to work this in a bit. Medium wave, long wave, FM. I'm getting up to 3 bars there, but it doesn't seem to be doing a great deal. Oh, there's loads there. Look at that. I can hear music. There's loads on there. The amplifier stage. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on with that. That's weird. What's the other one there? That's TV. So that one's TV tuning. Nothing to do with this. If I do that, we're on full on tuning there. There's a big signal. Can you hear that? There's a horrible whine coming from it. is some life. Right, now I've pissed about. I'm going to turn that off a minute. Now I've pissed about with all those. Pull this off, and we'll do some squirty in there as well. Squirty, squirty. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure about this thing. It might just be that there's not enough tension on there, or there's some mechanical thing. Might even be the indicator that's preventing it from moving. So what we on? We're back on tape. Just give that another go. The amplifier seems to be dead. Oh, something happened. Hold on a minute. So let's see what we've got here. No. We've got maximum level on there. I think that's battery level actually, when the tape's on. Not sure what's what. Is that play? That's play, which is not playing. Those are, I think they're fast forward rewind. Let's pause. Well, that's a shame. I wonder. Okay, right. Let's turn this off again. Okay, that's back on. I think it's on.
With us tonight. Hello, Craig.
Hello.
Good evening, Craig. Are you back down to earth yet?
I am. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been
Wave.
a bit of a roller coaster day.
So the
Obviously,
amplifier's
you've seen
working
the
okay,
result.
which is good.
All messages from all over the world. It's been
Oh.
But I left that scene with a dirty.
Oh dear.
Judge gave Loopy 7, said that's nothing.
Such a shame. That's the
Says
first
give me
piece
the
of
light,
music
just
it's
know he
playing.
don't want no plugged in money. Got
Probably
me
going to break it.
off, ain't throw no hands.
I'm
Kinder
very liberal when
bueno,
it comes to
digital
music,
skills,
but this is
got more than 100.
absolute arse.
Called Burn It Down. It's out now on the brilliant Glitter Box. And of course, if you want to check out them, head to their socials. It's at lovebirds.official.
That's not bad little sound.
Okay, so it's Mark Knight here on Kiss.
Not bad
and here we
tone.
are again. It's that time where we unveil the largest record in the entire universe. It's the most essential record you need in your life right now. It's the undisputed bad boy
is a
banger
bold
of
statement.
the week.
Get ready for
Okay, answer me this. What happens when possibly one of the hottest producers on the planet right now, James Herr, hooks up with the godlike genius that is Arthur Baker? Well, this pure dance floor magic, a record that has rocked my sets for absolute
more my
months.
thing than that
This
other
is Powder in the Nose.
Anyway,
Not sure what that
that's
means,
enough of that.
Danny. Any ideas? No clue, Mark. Good man. But this is double bad. It's this week's brilliant killer cut.
Oh dear, why do I have to make that stupid noise?
Killer cut.
Right, okay, so... Right, let's do the... I'm going to turn this off. And we're going to do the TV test. It's now TV. Oh, we've got a... we've got the audio. That's good. Have we got a raster? We got a raster. Ha ha ha! Bummerclut! That is awesome. Okay, well that's working. Yeah, you can see that line there. That is the tuning line. If I gingerly move over there, keep it on for a bit. So this is the tuning for that. You'll see that line move. There you go, look. So that allows you to tune on UHF. Oh, it's picking up some stuff there. That'll be digital. There's some interference. UHF and VHF channels. That's really cool. So let's turn that off. I'm now going to look. Oh, I'm chanting about that. So at the side here, there's a mont. So that is monitor. I'm not sure whether that is monitor as in TV monitor, or whether it's monitor as in audio monitoring. So I'm going to bring in my little arcade thing, and I've rigged up some rudimentary plugs. So that's the composite. In fact, I'm going to move that back there because we don't really need to see that. It just needs to be on. So hopefully there'll be a sense. So I put it in and it will say, oh, hang on a minute, that is a monitor signal. If we do that, and that then goes on, you see the lights on there. If we then power it up, make sure I mess that connector. Power it up again. So there's no longer any. Yeah, so there's no longer any sound because I've got the mic in. And so it doesn't look like you can flick it to. Yeah, there's no standard monitor input. So that mont, by the sound of it, is actually an audio monitoring. It's not a yeah, it's not a monitoring bit. Oh well, that's a shame. That was asking a bit too much, I guess. But you can always use a modulator, or maybe there's a way of locating the and splicing in a monitor signal. So on the other side, you've got some controls, but that's contrast, vertical, horizontal hold, and all that kind of stuff. So I could hook up to a PC. Annoyingly, I'm kind of hoping to use my Z81 on here, and it's like the perfect setup. But I converted that to composite video, so that ain't good. So he's moved away from what this would support out of the box. But if I could find a modulator, then maybe I could convert. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's working. That's really cool. So I need to find an appropriate UHF signal to make it dance. Right, bear with me one sec. I've got a Spectrum on and trying to pick up a signal. I'm not sure whether that rear antenna, external antenna thing is actually working. The connector seems really dodgy, so I'm not sure whether that's going to work or not. Usually around 36, there was something there, but it's very bad. I don't know whether this connector is a special connector or seems to be sort of just just floating around really. That's so near the back of the tube. I'm not happy with that. I really don't want to light up. That's the spectrum, I think, because you can see those lines there. I think that is it. But that's really bad. Right, I'm going to turn this off for a second. And I'm going to try and hook up directly to the antenna socket. I've been fiddling about it a bit more and I've discovered the correct approach. So if you look here, there's actually a connector on the top. It's actually a phono connector, which is really handy. Now that connector takes the aerial input, so there's some filtering and some conditioning going on, and a switch which flicks between the external aerial and the sticky up aerial. But if you take that off and then put the spectrum straight on there, I'm going to just zoom in a little bit. This will be a pretty rough and slightly squeaky transition. I really got to oil that at some point. So how easy? Let me zoom in a bit. So it's very flickery on the camera, but in real life is actually quite good. So hang on, do delete. So if I do a print shift hello, there he is. So he's saying hello. Oh well, can you see whether he's saying hello? He's saying hello to you. That's very flickery. So there is the fine control there, and I've discovered what happens is as you move around, you can see the tuning line there. As you move, if it's off, so that's it on, but if it's off, once it locks on and is solid, the line goes away. So that is how it works. So that's actually pretty stable. I mean, as I say, it looks terrible on the video, but the yeah, in real life, up close and personal, it's all right. And actually, there's no whine or anything. I can't detect anything. So that's actually really good. Obviously, it's UHF, which has less utility. But I think what I might do is rig up this connector at the top here to be an external source, because I'm not going to be able to use the aerial. The antenna is kind of useless, really. Do I need the radio? Probably not. It worked fine with. Well, I'm not sure about that actually. I might have to plug the antenna in anyway. I think this takeoff for the antenna, I'm going to have to bypass all that. So if I put that out to an external phono on the case, then I can use this as a UHF tuner, UHF monitor, if you will, whilst I look for the schematic. What I'd love to do is to be able to inject a composite video signal in there, because actually I don't think it's been used much. I mean, the case is a bit battered, but you know, there's virtually no soot on it. It all looks really clean inside. It's ludicrously compact. It's ridiculous, but that's working off actually a 9 volt supply, emulating what a set of batteries are doing, and it's fantastic. So it's really cool. In some ways, it's a bit of a shame that the ZX81 has been converted to composite video, but you know, I'm not going to reverse that now, because the signal is a lot better, and you haven't got to dick around with any of the tuning. Anyway, so that's a bit of a result. That's working. So yeah, in a follow up, I'm going to try and figure out how to get this connected up with composite, if I can find the right schematic, and see where I can cut the connection and inject the composite video signal in. That is tricky, because it's in there'll probably be separate sync signals and everything else, because why would you have composite? But maybe there's sort of elements of the design as it's maturing that had that for future expansion. I don't know. This circuit has appeared in a few iterations, so it's possible. Hitachi tend to be, reasonably well designed and reasonably well future-proofed. Obviously, it's a shame the tape doesn't work, because that would be perfect. But yeah, it's progress anyway. So I think that looks cool, despite the fact it's really flickery on screen. It actually looks cool. All right, I'll see you next time. Cheers.